Hello there, and welcome back to Ellery's Film Discussion, and welcome to the new series, In Conversation With. So in this series, we're going to be talking to people from YouTube, people that have inspired me to create my channel, people that I enjoy watching. I try to keep the chats fairly relaxed and to not to go on too long. So I hope you enjoy. My first guest is Roy over at Blue Row Movies, who's got a fantastic YouTube channel, and Roy inspired me to start my own YouTube journey, and he kindly agreed to be my first guest. So without further ado, let's get on to the conversation. Hi, Roy. How are you doing?
Hi, Ellery. I'm doing very well. Thanks very much. Thanks for inviting me on. It meant a lot for me being the first one of this series, because I thought a lot of other guys that I believe are better at YouTube than me, or know a lot more than me and do better videos. So, yeah, I'm really chuffed that you asked me first.
Not a problem, Roy. I don't agree with that, because I think you know a lot, and you definitely deserve more subscribers than you've got. And I thought I could use you as, I suppose, is guinea pig the wrong word, but a little bit of a guinea pig, because I thought, well, you seem like a nice fella, and you won't go too hard on me if things go wrong and things like that. So I just thought that we have a lot of videos on YouTube, and there's a lot of people that I follow and subscribe to, and there's certain questions that you think, oh, I wonder if you can answer. You put in the comments, and people are very kind in the answer, and I just thought maybe it's something a little bit different, and people might like it. So we'll see how this one goes, and then we might hopefully invite other people.
I think it's a very decent idea, Ellery. I've toyed myself with like doing a question and answers video, but I've always thought I'd look a mug if I like put it out. Then I only get about 2 questions.
Yeah. Well, on the stream the other night, I thought, crikey, that Ollie really put some difficult questions in, didn't he?
Oh, he did. Yeah.
You know, because I thought, well, I know my films to a degree. There's certain things that I don't know. And so I thought, well, I know, and then some of them I didn't have a clue. So I was like,
I was quite happy just to be a spectator, to be honest.
Oh, and I heard that you'd quite like Tin Cup as well. So
yes, that was a good film.
Which I'm glad about, because I know you're not a massive Kevin Costner fan, but I think that's up there with his best. Have you seen Bull Durham?
I do. I really like Bull Durham. It's the same director, isn't it?
Same director, yeah. So I was going to say, if you've not seen that, probably give that. I do prefer Tin Cup myself.
I was talking to James about it this morning, Bull Durham, actually, coincidentally, and we were saying there is a Blu-ray out, but it's about £20 or something. Yeah,
I've got the Blu-ray. I got it from because I subscribed to a magazine, the Film Stories magazine. Yeah. By Simon Brew. I think I mentioned him on one of the podcasts, the podcast video that I did. And they released a thing of it. I did get it new, so it probably was about £20. But if you get a chance to pick it up,
I will do at some point. I've had an expensive month this month. I've had builders in, and the wife's had a new car, and the strimmer's gone. The strimmer's gone up it and everything. So I'm behaving myself at the moment.
This morning, right? I've had a bit of issues, because I've gone to get in the car this morning, and the tyre's flat. So I've had to run around this morning getting a new tire, and you go to the garage and they say, oh no, it just doesn't need one new tire, it needs 2, and so it's been an expensive morning for me.
Actually, we were discussing between us, Stuart and I, what you did for a living.
Right, okay.
He guessed that you were an IT guy, and I guessed I could see you as a teacher.
No one either. You're closer with teacher, Roy. So I work with people with mental health problems.
Right.
That's as much as I can go to, probably on recovery.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
But you know, I'm happy to discuss off
Good.
the
Yes.
recording.
Yeah, I
But
appreciate
yeah,
that.
I've always worked with people with mental health issues, and that's
Yeah.
what I've done. So it's yeah, very
No,
rewarding. If
this will
it can be difficult.
this will probably tie into one of my answers later on then.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. I'll get to it because I've put some questions that I've just written down, so I'll get into it and hopefully we can have some discussions about it. So you've kind of answered one already. So it's like what you've been up to this morning, and what is your general morning routine, Roy? What do you get up to?
My general morning routine. Mornings, I only really work at the weekend because I work at a school. I only work part time now. I work at a school, and when they have events on after school hours, I'm just basically there for if anybody they need anything, just to open up for them and lock up. It's a nice, easy little job
Yeah.
for me. So the weekends I'm working, but during the week, normally the wife's gone to work and my son is off to work. He's actually moving out next week, so from next week in the mornings, it'll probably just be me. I'll get up leisurely about 9 o'clock and fix a bit of breakfast, watch a bit of YouTube, maybe watch a film or something, and generally the life of Riley.
Well, it sounds idyllic, right? To be fair, but what can I say? Is that like I'm going to say it quietly, but is that you extending your movie room then, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, it
I'll
is.
say it
Yeah.
quietly because obviously no one's going to watch this, so we're fine.
I've already got some new shelves to build downstairs. So when I've got the space.
I suppose that ties into a question further down the line, which I'll go to. I've also put as well, just out of curiosity, because it's one of my things. I love coffee, and I have to, when I get up in the morning, I have to have a cup of coffee. And if I don't have one, I'm grumpy then till about lunchtime. So, do you drink coffee, or are you a tea man? Or I see you on some of the videos you're drinking tea. So I'm thinking you're probably a tea person.
Well, seeing as you're a Yorkshireman, shame on you for being a coffee man and not a tea man for straight off the bat. But I'm generally, a cup of tea man. But I'm a bit weird when I'm out and about. If I'm going to McDonald's or somewhere like that, I'll always have coffee because I don't trust other than myself to make a decent cup of tea.
Oh no, I don't blame you. McDonald's, you get them. Oh, they're awful, aren't they? Like milky.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think there's an art to making tea. Yeah, not one blow me own trumpet, but I think I'm pretty good at it.
All right. Well, if I come around, I'll get you to make me a cup of tea. I go around once a week. I go around to the mother-in-law's. Usually on a Saturday.
My commiserations.
Yes, we take the kids around. She's not bad, to be fair. You know, and she loves tea. Tea. So that's the only day that I drink tea. I don't have coffee. I drink tea on a Saturday. And I do have, just to keep up appearances, some Yorkshire tea in because my wife likes it, so she drinks tea. But it's good. Well, that's good. Do you have any pets, Roy? I've seen I think on some of your short videos you've got a cat.
Yeah, we've got a cat. He's half British short hair and half Maine Coon. Which
so he's not good for me.
If he was fully Maine Coon, it'd have been expensive. But he's a couple of £100 as a kitten, and he's he's so big. I say when he's stretched out, it's like the width of our double bed.
Oh wow! Okay, so he's like a small dog then, really.
Yeah, he is. You see some dogs, and you see he's bigger than him. But yeah, he's brilliant. He's so good at catching stuff. Last week, I think we had a rat, a mouse, and 2 birds presented to us.
Wow. Okay. That means he's very well loved, though. I think because right? If cats bring stuff back, it means that they want to protect you.
Oh yeah, he's very supportive. He's taken to me as the most. He always follows me about and always cuddles up with me, much to the chagrin of the rest of them here. But hey, that's life, isn't it?
Yes, yeah.
Oh, he's great. We've had cats all our lives, but you shouldn't say this, but he's my favourite one that we've had.
Well, I've always had cats until very recent, and unfortunately, our last cat died, and my wife grew up with dogs, so we've recently got a puppy. Well, he's not a puppy now; he's 9 months, so he still is a puppy, I suppose. Cockapoo.
Cockapoo.
Cockapoodle. So he's crossed between a cocker spaniel and a poodle, and he's crazy. And yeah, I'm still getting used to him because I know nothing about dogs. So maybe I need to talk to Ollie because Ollie has got 2, and I don't know.
Ollie's a big dog man. He'll put you right.
Yeah, so that's my. So he's keeping me on my toes, but he's laid down here now. Well, he was. He's disappeared again now. He was laid down there. So yeah, I have to try and keep him quiet.
But the rest of the Movie Loons groups, they all seem to be cat people.
Yes, I don't. Yeah. I love cats, and I've always grown up with them. But we can't now. We've got Arlo. We call him Arlo. I think it's Arlo now for the foreseeable. I don't think you'll get on with cats.
You might be surprised.
Yes. So, how would you describe yourself, Roy? As in terms of the Blue Tube community, we've got a lot of people that collect films and they collect every film going, but usually on a certain format or things like that. Or we've got people that just collect any format just because of the film. I suppose, and what I'm getting at is, have you got into it because you like films? And I suppose it's a silly question because we wouldn't collect if we didn't enjoy films. But I think some people can get lost in it a bit, and I just wanted to get your take on it. Whether you're a film person first, or whether you're a collector.
Well, I only got into film actually quite later in life, really, compared to a lot of people. When I was, I'd say, late teens to mid-20s, I used to spend all my money going to football. I'm a big Spurs supporter, and I think nothing of going White Hart Lane on a Saturday, then Everton away midweek, and I used to go home and away all the time. But then I got married, and going to the football got more expensive, and son came along, bought a house, and I really couldn't justify laying down the money to do it anymore. So that's when I started at first collecting VHS, then DVD, then onto Blu-ray and 4K. So because there's a lot of late 80s, mid 90s films that I never saw until later on, just because I was always going to football, and I used to work 2 jobs as well. I had a day job and a night job to help finance my social life by going to the football. So I never got into films. I always liked films, don't get me wrong, but I never really took over as my main hobby till probably the mid-90s. So that was sort of like when VHS started dying out, and then onto DVD. I don't consider myself an expert in any shape or form. I just like what I like. I don't buy just anything. I only buy things that I think I'm going to be interested in. But there again, Masters of Cinema I really like, and when I'm buying them, I don't know much about them, to be honest.
You can get sucked in, can't you, into the labels and things like that.
You can, and the numbered spines.
Yes, and I'm lining them up. I'm fortunate in the position with me is that when I lived on my own, I was pretty similar to you, and I suppose I'll tell you a bit about me. Growing up, I was fairly ill as a teen and then a young adult. I was. There was times where I thought, I might not make it, and things like that. And film was one of them that actually I could do. I could put it on, and I could just go somewhere else and forget about something. So I think that's where my love of film come in. And so I've always collected from then. It was mainly like DVDs. I'm not old enough for VHSs really.
Stop showing off.
I'm 40 this year, so
I wish I was 40 this year.
I'm starting to feel it now, though, I think. and so yeah, I collected, and I did similar to you've done. You've got like a room where I could, and then obviously, like you said, life comes along, and so I've now got a family of fairly young. I've got a son and a daughter who's 5 and 9 coming up this weekend. And so the area that I had to put my stuff has gone, really. So I've had to then put a lot of my stuff in storage, I suppose. So a lot of my Blu-rays and things are in storage, and I just use an app to be able to find out where to get them from. So hopefully I'll get a chance at some point. I've got a little like a stand where I keep some of my ones that I really like, but the rest of them they go in this storage. So I'm always, when I look at yours, I'm always thinking, I'm envious of your space.
My camera position, how I've got it set up at the moment, my camera position is very clever to make it look like it's all in one room, but it's not. So this behind me,
yes.
This is currently, I'm sat in my bedroom, I've got the camera on the bed and it's facing away from the bed. This behind me is in the bedroom, and what you see down that side is on the landing.
Right.
So
okay.
it's positioned to make it look as if it's sort of in one room, but
in the
next few years, in the next few weeks, even it will be. It'll be. Oh God, I'm not looking forward to it. It's going to be some undertaking.
Yeah, I don't know who do you follow YouTuber called Kermit's Ghost?
Oh yeah. I've known Alan for years.
Alan is in it, and his movie room. It's like, wow, okay. That's something to aspire to.
I'll say he's got the best one on YouTube, hasn't he?
Yes, even though when I get to a stage where I probably can have something like that, I'm not sure my wife would be still happy with it. To be fair, but who knows? Who knows?
I'm lucky. Mine's quite easy going like that.
Yeah, no, I mean mine is as well. She might be watching this, so I'm going to be careful. But yeah, she is really easy going. Yeah. But yeah, I'm not sure a whole room may suffice. So I know you said that your hobbies and interests you like your Tottenham Hotspur. Do you still support them, Roy?
Oh yeah, I still look out for the results, not with as much passion as I used to, and they've been pretty terrible this year.
But I know nothing about football really.
But they're in a cup final next year, so they might win their first thing since 2008.
Right. Okay. Well, you might have to see if you can get tickets for that then, right?
Well, it's over in Spain. So.
Oh, maybe not then.
No. So yeah, my son gets his keys to his new place on Monday, and the cup final's on Wednesday. So I've said to him, well, if we win the cup final now, I know that it's you that's been the jinx all these years.
Yeah. Well, yeah. That's children for you, isn't it? Right.
That's it. Yeah.
Right. So I've got quite a big question now. So if you were to give any advice to a younger version of yourself, so I know younger, you said you liked your football and things like that. It could be anything really, right? What advice would you give yourself?
I'd say generally, if I could have gone back to myself early 20s, I'd just say try and be a bit more confident. I think when you're young, sometimes you struggle that way, and I think I did, and it probably held me back career-wise, just that little bit of extra confidence, because I know I had all the capabilities to do more probably career-wise than I have done in life. So yeah, I'd go back and say, just be confident, just be a bit more vocal about things, and yeah, just that I would have thought.
It's difficult. I think I'd agree with you there, right, as well, because I know I said I'm only 40, so I'm probably. But now is I'm getting to a stage now where maybe even 10 years ago, I might have worried about more what people thought and whether you're capable of doing certain things. And now I just think, well, I'll just give it a go.
Yeah.
I think that comes with age, to be fair, but it's
that's right.
Yeah, but I agree with that. That's a good answer. So going back to the film side of it, I'm trying to split the questions into some non-related to films and the collecting,
yes, good mixture.
And then some that are related, because I know that we've probably got most people that'll watch this will want to know more about the film side. So I see you've got quite a big collection. Do you know how many films you've got, Roy?
I think probably about 2,000.
Wow. Okay.
That's an estimation.
That's impressive. I think I'm on about my app. So I've always got. I'm a bit like James on the. But my app always says I'm around about 1,500. It says on me, but then I'll go and search and I'll find a film that I didn't know I had, and I think, oh, so I'm probably round about that. I think.
I haven't got an app, and
I don't know how you'd remember them all right.
I do quite well actually. It's not very often I double up.
No, wow, I'm impressed.
Yeah,
because I'm looking at what I do is I palm if I find ones that I've doubled up on, then I'll palm them off on my dad.
Yeah.
Because he likes it. So I say, here you go, and usually a monthly basis I'll have like 5 that I can give to him. So yeah, and how do you watch your films, Roy? Do you watch them? I know you've got a room there. I think you said you've got a TV in that room.
I have, yeah. Well, I've got 2 setups downstairs. I've got a OLED setup with a 4K player, and in here I've got I've not long bought it, a QLED, which isn't bad.
Right.
It's not quite as good as the OLED, but it's not terrible. And again, another 4K player. So I generally watch most of my stuff up here because the wife has downstairs and watches Emmerdale and Corrie and all that crap. So I just generally come up here and watch them. But what I'm thinking about doing, because she wouldn't know the difference, like when I get that room, I'm going to take the QLED from up here, take that downstairs, and I'll move the OLED up into that room. Because she doesn't need that for Emmerdale.
Yeah. Well, what was I say? Hazel, if you're listening, Hazel's my wife. Emmerdale and Coronation Street and EastEnders are not crap. I know you love them. Also, interesting you should say that your wife wouldn't know the difference. We recently went away, took the kids away for the bank holiday weekend just gone. And we stopped in this little cottage, and it had a like a 20-odd inch TV, and I took a Blu-ray player around and hooked it up, and we watched. What did we watch? Minority Report. I hadn't seen that in ages, and then we got back, and we were watching something that night when we got back here, and I said to Hazel, I said, can you see the difference now, the quality? And she said, well, not really.
We've got Sky TV downstairs, and on there you have BBC One HD, and I think BBC One standard definition as well. And I often go down and she's watching it in standard definition, and I'll say, "Why don't you put it in HD?" She, "Oh, I didn't know."
Yeah.
Whereas I could see it straight away.
Yeah, and I couldn't tell the difference. A bit of a question that's probably won't really happen, but if aliens were to invade, right? The ones like from Independence Day or Mars Attacks, because I like that one. But if it was Mars Attacks, we probably wouldn't stand much of a chance anyway. And they said to you, if there's a film that you thought, oh, I want these aliens to talk because I really like them, I like to get to know them, and I want them to show us what Earth's, this is why we make films and this is why we love them. Which one would it be?
I would sit down with the aliens and watch one of my favourite films, that being Alien. And
Wow.
And I'd say to them, look, you're welcome on this planet, but you start carrying on like this, mate, and you're getting it.
Oh, I love it. That's a great answer, that right? And it's one actually. I know Alien is one of your favourite films. I didn't expect you to actually say that film though. So yeah, it's fantastic. I like that. What food do you like, Roy? Are you an Indian, Chinese kind of takeaway fella, or do you like steak and chips, burgers? You know, what would you go-to meal?
Well, as Twiggy said on the Royal Family, I'll eat any old shite, me, Barb. but no, I do like everything. Takeaway, probably my favourite's the good old-fashioned chippy, but I like a Chinese and an Indian. Yeah, I pretty much eat anything. I think my favourite meal of the week is the old-fashioned Sunday dinner, though.
Yeah, we have Sunday dinner every week, and yeah, I look forward to it. I save a bit, leftovers, and I have it for work.
Oh yeah, got to be done.
Yeah, I do enjoy it, but I like a nice burger as well, right?
Yeah,
that's probably my. If I was going to choose, it'd be a nice.
Mrs. Blu-ray makes a fantastic roast potato.
Oh yes, properly in the oven with all the fat and.
Oh yeah.
Oh yes, right, I'm coming round, Roy.
We've got to have a Yorkshire pudding.
Yeah. Oh, you've got to have Yorkshire pudding. Yeah, absolutely.
No, I've heard some Yorkshire people have them as dessert with jam.
Yeah, jam. Yeah, they do. My mum always used to do when I was younger. That's what she used to serve. We used to have that as dessert. Either jam or like is it maple syrup or something like that?
That's just wrong. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and to be honest, right, you try it because I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. A bit like after you watch Tin Cup. Right, I've gone off on a tangent now. So, yeah, food-wise, so if that's your favourite foods, do you eat any foods while you're watching films, right?
Not really. Maybe might have a bag of crisps or something.
Not as a standard. You're not someone to get the sweets out or the popcorn.
No, not really. No, maybe say just maybe a bag of crisps. That's about it, really.
What's your favourite crisp, Roy?
I would say, the Walker's Sensations.
Yes,
they do a salt and caramelised onion one.
Oh right, okay.
Oh, that is very nice.
I don't think I've heard of that one. I know the is it the sweet chili?
Sweet chili, yeah, the red bag.
Yes, I've had that because I got told off by my son for eating them. You said he told me that he's crisps, and I hadn't, and I said, "Well, I buy the crisps anyway." So,
but I've got a bag of something on the go at the moment. They usually last me about 3 days. The big bags.
Oh yes, yeah, right.
I've got these from Asda. Jerk chicken.
Oh right, okay. They sound interesting.
They're nice, but they're a bit spicy.
I was going to say they got a bit spicy. Yeah, I don't mind a bit of spice, but
they catch the back of your throat a bit.
Yes. Right, and so going back to the alien question, if aliens were going to come to Earth, and so we'll say this time they're going to come to Earth, and you thought, I don't like these guys. There was all right, like the other ones were all right to start off with, then started messing about. So you showed them Alien to get rid of them, or to say this is what's going to happen to you. But these guys have come straight away, and they're not happy. They're going to take what film would you show them that would get rid of them?
So, it's got to be Grease, isn't it?
Grease. Yeah. Well,
would look at that, and then flying saucers are going straight away, aren't they?
Yeah, I'd recommend. I haven't watched it in years, Roy. So and I know there's big conversations about how bad it is. Or I know you don't like it. I can't really comment on it. To be fair, I haven't really seen it for that long. But I don't think I'm going to watch it anytime soon.
You're a wise man.
If I'm honest, who knows though? But I think if you're going to show me, you have to show them the 4K, right?
I haven't got the 4K. I've got 2 Blu-rays and a soundtrack.
Oh, you could show them the Blu-ray and then send them off with the soundtrack.
I could give them the spare Blu-ray. You're right. Take that back to your planet.
Right. Bit of a serious question now, right? So, in your life, because you're a man of you're very intelligent. I can see you know your stuff. So, out of everybody in your life, who's influenced you to be the person you are today, Roy?
Probably just my parents. I'm lucky enough. My parents are still alive, although my mum's not in best of health, bless her. She's recently gone to live in a home, I'm afraid.
Yeah,
but
yeah. Sorry to hear that.
No, it's one of those things. It's had to be done. But yeah, I'd just say my parents. I'm lucky enough to have come from a stable family background. My mum and dad have been married 60 odd years.
Wow.
Yeah, they got when they were married for 60 years, not long before the Queen died, they got a thing through the post, a certificate.
Oh, fantastic.
From the Queen for being married 60 years. Yeah, so my dad's always worked. Well, I say always worked. He had a period of unemployment in the 70s when it was very tough around that time with employment in the Thatcher days and all that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I'd say. I've been brought up steadily. I've been brought up to respect people. So yeah, that's what I'd say.
Yeah, I think that's a great answer. Right.
Yeah.
It sounds like your parents were great people.
Yeah, yeah.
Great people. Yeah.
Yeah, certainly.
And I can sympathise with you with your things you're going through with your empathise, I suppose, with what's going through with your mum, because I don't mind sharing. My mum, both my parents are still with us. They're of an age now. My dad's nearly 80. He's still in good health.
Oh.
My mum has recently been diagnosed with Alzheimer's. So
yeah, that's the same situation with me.
Yeah, so she's not in great health. I might actually, if that's the case, not now, but off air, just talk to you a bit more about that.
Yeah, please do.
Well, thanks for sharing that, Roy. I appreciate it. And my last question, really, because I wanted to keep this interview to about 30 minutes, so it wasn't too draining on people watching, and it might be quite a bite-sized thing. So, in your life, what thing are you most proud of, Roy? And it can be anything. You tell me.
Well, it's where we come back to what you told me you did professionally. The thing, well, as a person I'm most proud of is my son. Now, he was teenage years, he was beset with many problems. His last year of school, he never went at all, suffering with anxiety and stuff like that. But then he was diagnosed as being autistic, and once he had that diagnosis, it sort of pulled his life around. He knew what he was dealing with. So he left school, not a single qualification, and now he's gone on. He's in the IT world of IT. He passed his apprenticeship last year, his second apprenticeship, that is, to such a standard that he's been nominated and he's going to an awards dinner at Windsor Castle as one of the top 5 IT apprenticeships in the country.
Fantastic.
So to pull his life around like that, as maybe so.
Yeah, I'm not surprised you're proud. Yeah. I think I suppose a lot of people will be proud of their children, but I think that's he should be proud of himself as well.
Right, I think he is. Yeah. I'm sure he is. But and now he's got his girlfriend. Like I say, they're moving out, getting their own place next week. He works sort of semi from home and semi on the road, so he's got a nice car, a brilliant driver, and just really pulled himself around, pulled his life around, and I couldn't be more prouder.
Fantastic. And now I know why your videos are so good, Roy. You've got that the professional IT guru that gets nominated
That's
for things at
right.
Windsor Castle. You know, you're going to put us all to shame.
Yeah, yeah. My intro is also guitarist. My intro, that's he composed and plays the guitar on that, and he's done all the intro for me.
And he played guitar as well. Wow.
Plays guitar as well.
Well, it puts me to shame as well now. Then that's because I don't do anything. I'm not musically or
No, I'm not.
Well, not got much talents really. But yeah. Anyway, so that's it. That's the interview over, Roy. So you can breathe a sigh of relief now. But
no, I've enjoyed it. It's been brilliant.
but thank you for joining me on the first Ellery's film discussion mini interview chat. I haven't decided what I'm going to call it yet.
What are you going to call it? You're welcome. It's been, like I say, I've been honoured to be their first guest.
Well, I hope you enjoyed that. I showed the conversation in full, no edits, apart from a little one at the beginning and a little one at the end. It just leads me to say a huge thank you to Roy for being my first guest on this new series. If you don't subscribe to him, which I'm sure you do, please go and subscribe to his channel. As you can see, he's a top bloke, and he deserves all the subscribers he gets. If you would like to be a guest and appear in the conversation on one of the next videos, then please let me know in the comments down below. Please let me know what you thought to the conversation. Did you like it? Let me know if there's anything you think I can improve on. And also, yeah, put the comments down below. Please, if you wouldn't mind and you did enjoy it, please give me a like. Please subscribe and hit the bell notifications so you know when I upload more videos. Thank you very much, guys. Until another time.